So we did Microsoft Word together, I think in grade 8 and in grade 9. And I just want us to look at the examiner's mind concerning Microsoft Word. How do you answer questions? Obviously, where are some of the features hidden in Microsoft Word? And to start with, I'll start with that. That word is a bombastic word. Let me see who can help me read this word. Any volunteer help me read this word? Yes, Dube.
Thesaurus.
Thesaurus. Well, that's a good try. And I was going to read it the same way. So this is part of the dictionary in Microsoft Word. And they are asking us, what do you think is the function of thesaurus in Microsoft Word? So there are those options like to copy and paste, to find similar words, to find and replace, or search and paste. So to answer this question practically, I would want us to look at the Microsoft Word document so that you can see what it is doing. I would, for instance, select this word themes. And if I go on review there, you would find thesaurus there. Let me click after selecting that word. When you click on that, it will bring similar words to the same word that we have selected. Almost identical words can be searched or found in a Word document by using what we are calling thesaurus. So if you want to understand the meaning of this word, I think we needed to do it practically. And if I select possibly the Word document, what else means a document in Microsoft Word? I'll click on that and it will bring all the items in this document which resembles the Word document. And it's saying that a file can be a document because a file is one of the words. If I search in this Word document for a file, it's not finding a match, but this word file can be a document according to the meaning of this word. So a record can be a document, a deed can be a document. So when we come back to our presentation there, saying thesaurus helps us to, now, depending on my explanation from Microsoft Word, who can attempt to answer this question? Okay, can I repeat, or anyone else to attempt this question? You can raise your hand. It means we didn't understand. So we want to see how this word can help us in Microsoft Word. This word can only be used to find similar words in Microsoft Word. So how does it do that? Let me share the Word document like I did. I was saying that which other word is similar possibly to the word themes? If you want to find words which are similar to this, you need to select it. Then you will need to go to review, then that's why you're going to find that same word. If you click on it, on the right side there, it will display the words that are similar to that. So what is helping us to find similar words to themes? It's this type of a dictionary, which we are saying thesaurus. It's able to help find similar words in a Word document. So when you look at our presentation now there, it is the question is, this word helps us to find similar words. I hope that answers your doubts. Thesaurus helps to find similar words in a Word document. And question 2, the icon, this icon you are able to see here in word processor represents, what does it represent? Chimwemwe, can you try? This icon in Microsoft Word, what does it represent? Anyone to attempt? Okay, I've got volunteers there. Let me see. Katongo, yes. What does it represent?
I'm sorry, it means change case.
Change case, okay. Let's see if there is someone with a different opinion. I don't know. Justin?
Oh, so I made a mistake. Raise up my hand.
Joshua?
Change font.
Your sound is low. Can you come again? Change font. Okay, so we've got 2 choices given to us. Dube wants to try as well. Yes, Dube?
Word size.
Word size. Okay, so we've got those options, and it's just like that during the final exam. And obviously, one of the answers is correct. So without explaining the meaning of this icon, let me just go back to Microsoft Word so that you see it for yourselves. In Microsoft Word there, under the Home tab, we are talking about this icon here, the capital A and the lowercase a. So if I select these texts and I go there, they are in lower sentence case, I can take them to lowercase. I can take them to uppercase. If I put the cursor there, it's even saying change case. So there is lowercase, there is uppercase, then we've got toggle case, we've got sentence case there, which makes sure that the sentence follows the English alphabet syntax of English. And we've got the uppercase there. We've got capitalize each word. Like each word, the first word becomes a capital letter. So basically what we are trying to say that this icon is what we call the change case. It changes the case of your text. And if we look at our presentation there, I'm sure the first person who said change case, who must be Katongo, must have gotten it right. So this icon is for changing the case of your text. There are instances in Microsoft Word when you are typing, as you are typing, you didn't realize that you are using capital letters throughout. You are typing not knowing that you are using capital letters throughout. You simply cannot just delete all these and start afresh. This change case is going to help you by putting it in sentence case, and it will go back to normal. So basically, that is the meaning of change case. It makes sure that you are able to change the case according to your liking. Let's look at the next question. And that is the next question. By increasing the font size, which of the following is affected? Natasha Chola, are you one of us? Is Natasha Chola on the call? She's not here. Elmas, can you help me with this question? By increasing the font size, which of the following is affected?
Is it the text?
Is it a text? Are you asking me a question or you're telling me the answer?
I'm telling you the answer.
Okay, text. Anyone with a different view apart from what Elmas has told us? So we assume she's right. By increasing the font size, the text gets affected. Obviously, looking at Microsoft Word to be our savior today, when I go on font size there, I'm sure you're able to see that it's the text which is getting affected. There is nothing to do with sound here. There is nothing to do with picture. What is getting affected is the text. So when you increase the font size, the text become affected. That's very good, Elmas. And we can go to the next question there. In word processing, the cutting, and they are double cutting words there, it's supposed to be one. In word processing, the cutting of an unnecessary background of a picture is called, there's no multiple choice. This question, I got it from section B 2017 paper. Who can try? Yes, Joshua. Cropping. And Joshua is right. So when we talk of cropping, let me practically show you something. I thought I have a picture. Yes, I've got a picture here, which is a lovely strawberry there. Can make you salivate. Okay, so if you want to crop, like I simply want a small fruit inside there, I don't want this space. I can throw it away by cropping in Word document. So I will need to select that picture, then this tab will appear there. Then I'll click on that tab and you'll be able to see cropping. Crop is there. You click on crop, then you're going to see those black edges. Let me just minimize this left pen. And from there, if I come there on that one, then I push. Sorry, I missed. Then I push like that. I just want the fruit itself, nothing less, nothing more. I push like that. Then, so what is happening? I'm removing the parts I don't want until I just remain with the fruit. If I click outside, I will remain with just what I wanted. The unwanted parts are thrown away. If I needed to remove some parts as well at the bottom there, I will go back to crop. Where is crop? It's appearing there, it is. Then I'll adjust until I remove all the unnecessary parts which I don't want to be part of this. If I click outside there, now you can see that I've cropped what I don't want. So when you say cropping, simply means removing unwanted parts from your picture. If you took a photo with someone and you want to remove that someone from your picture, you can put it in Word and then you can select it, go to the tab there, which is Format tab, and remove the person you don't want to exist in your image. And what you would have done there is what we call cropping. So cropping simply means cutting of an unnecessary background of picture from your image. Then we've got this document. I know it's not clear. I'll do some necessary to make sure that we understand what is there. So there is this icon. I'll be able to show you in a new Word document, which I'm going to open, and just take note of where this C is pointing. It's pointing to this area. Then on top there is B. So let me just try to see if I can open a new Word document, or possibly just using the same document I've been using. So what they are saying is that at this end, let me delete everything from this document. To this end, there is that. Then looking at the same document, let me just check from the background. Where is it? Okay. So that's what they are pointing at, and this one is pointing there, this one is pointing on this one. So let me take you back to Word. In Word means that they are pointing at this, then they are pointing at this side, and they are pointing at this. So now the question is, want to understand this, want to understand that, and we need to understand that. If we go back down to view the choices given, and they're saying start the picture of an application shown below and answer the questions that follow. So the picture we've just been seeing, the question is, name items labeled A, B, C, and D. So let's go back. Unfortunately, D is here, and D, I didn't capture it, but using Microsoft Word, when they say D, they are pointing at this region here, this region, page 1 of 1, 0 words. So this is the region, they're saying it is D. This is A. Then we've got B there, and we've got C there. So we've got A there, we've got B, C, and D down there. So the question now is A, B, C, and D. So I would want choices, someone to tell me what A is, someone to tell me what B is, what C is, and what D is. You are thinking of the answers. So what is this showing there? What is showing there? Anyone to try? So that icon, we call it the insertion point. That is the insertion point. In case you come across this is the insertion point. And if it is in a Word document, please, you can only remove it from your document by clicking on the Home tab on this insertion point icon. It will disappear there. And then if you click again back there, it will reappear. If you've got a text there, let me insert text. As you can see now, it's pointing at the end of each paragraph. But if I removed it and click at the beginning there and select it, it will still point there, the end of that paragraph. So this simply means the insertion point. You can only remove it by clicking on that icon and it will disappear. So that's about the first question. The next one, B. What is B? which is up there. Anyone? Winner, welcome. And can you try?
Is it the scale?
Can I answer that? Because you've
It's the
asked.
scale.
It's a scale. No, it's not a scale. Anyone else? Their hands there. Else is there. Chiku?
Ruler.
It's a ruler. Okay, winner. That's a ruler, and in Word document, it's this ruler which is there. If the ruler is not there, you can just go on View tab, and you click on a ruler, it will disappear. If you want it back, go there, and it is going to reappear. Then these are grid lines to make your document looks like you're using a boxed type of a book, the book you use for mathematics. So that's about a ruler. This is a ruler. And we can move on to our next question, which is C. Yes, Katongo, what is C? Chiku?
Scroll bar.
That is a scroll bar. That is a scroll bar. And what is this region here, which is supposed to be our D? Anyone else?
See, I just wanted to ask something about the insertion point.
Can you come again? Your voice was low. Someone's talking about the insertion point. All right, let's progress. What is D? This region? Kondwani.
Status bar.
That is the status bar. That is correct. And let's move on to B. When could the status at D reach 2 of 3? And explain. When could the status at D reach 2 of 3? And explain. So let me put there Microsoft Word. So it's saying page 1 of 1. But when can it reach 2 of 3? Yes, Kondwani?
Oh, sorry, sir, I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay, anyone else to try? I'm just increasing the number of pages so that we can answer this question nicely. So the thing is, look at it, I've got 4 pages and I'm on page 1 of 4 pages. But if I want it to read 2 of 4, my explanation would be I should have 4 pages, and out of 4 pages, I'm supposed to be on page 2. Then it's going to show 2 of 4 pages. Now, according to our question, it's supposed to have 3 pages. So let me just get rid of the last page so that we end at page 3. Yes, 3 of 3. And in our screenshot of the question showing 1 of 3. And if you read the question nicely, let me just bring back the question so that you can read it nicely. It's saying, when could the status at D reach 2 of 3 and explain? So in your explanation, what you're going to say is exactly the same thing that I'm showing you here. Your explanation is that you should have 3 pages, and out of 3 pages, you should be working on page 2. So in short, you should be on page 2 of 3 pages. That's when it's going to reach 2 of 3. I hope that is clear. Unless someone didn't understand, we can explain again. So let's go to the next one. Give two uses of part B. And what is part B? Our friend said part B is simply a ruler there. What is the use of the ruler? Come on, boys and girls. Jonathan, what is the function of a ruler? I've got Kondwani wanted to try.
Oh, yes, measuring.
For measuring, yeah. So we can measure the beginning of the text. If I push it like that, I want this text, which I've selected, to start at that level. So you can measure the beginning of your text. That's one reason for your ruler. And the second one is to control the margins there. The margins. What do you want your margins to start from? We can push that. I want the margins there. I want the margin this far. It's up to you to decide. You can actually look at the rule and see the alignment of your paragraph against the ruler. You can check for your margins, then you can measure using the same. If you want to see where this text is aligned, I would measure it like that. So basically, there can be so many uses of a ruler, but at the very basic, you simply need to understand it for measuring and also for observing the distance of the margin. That is enough for junior secondary school. Obviously, in grade 10, possibly, you go deeper. From that point, we can look at the next question there. Name the feature of Word which automatically saves your work regularly at intervals. As you are working in Word, it automatically saves. What do you call that? Any girl to try. Just receiving boys. Girls, are we here? Any girl to try. Chimwemwe, you've been quiet. Can you try this one? What is the function of the word, name the feature of the word processor, which saves work at intervals, regular intervals. You've not saved your work, but we just see it has automatically been saved. Chimwemwe, what do you call that feature? Girls. Mpaso, can you try? Machile. What's going on with the girls at home? Mumba. Lumba, can you save the class? Yes, Lumba.
Auto recover.
Auto recover. You missed it by an inch. Let me pick someone else. Angel, what do you call that? You are typing in words, then you just see it saving itself as you continue typing. What do you call that? Girls, today, you're not up to the game. Natasha Chola. All right, let me go for Joshua. Yes, Joshua.
Auto-saving.
Auto-save. That process is what we call auto-save. You have not saved anything. You are typing, you just see the word saves itself. because if you're not saving anything, Word is scared that in case of a disturbance where power is disturbed, your text cannot be recovered. So there is what we call autosave. Then in conclusion, if you fully need to pass questions, theory questions on Microsoft Word, these are the things you will need to know how to go about. You need to understand all these if you really want to pass theory questions in section C on your final exam, that is the paper 1. So there is what we call superscript, subscript. Then we've got the text highlighting, and most of you can do that. But I don't know, did I just change my slide accidentally? Okay, let me just share the other one here. I was talking about this. If you want to be ready for exam, there was something that came last year, which is the Kenning, and there was what we call GATA. They asked the children they were tested on Kenning and the GATA. And I want to believe that most of these, we covered them in class. And the last few minutes, possibly, I can just explain on Kenning and on GATA. So if I go to my Word document there, when they say Kenning, if you are here, under Home tab, first of all, you're going to find Kenning on this icon. It's at the bottom corner of the font family. That it only tells you that there is more to the icons you are seeing in the font family there. When you click there, it will open a lot of options which were not visible. And on top of that, you'll be able to see this kenning of fonts. So we'll take a look at the text which I have selected. Are we able to see this, boys and girls? Mumba,
Yes.
talk to me. We are able to see?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So if I try to, we are in normal, let me say expand. On expand, then let me see if anything is happening. The problem is if I click OK, that's when the effect is going to take place. So exactly what is happening is this. When they say expand, what they are expanding is what we are calling spacing. Spacing, I want to expanded. Look at this word save. This word save. This word save. The S and A, in between there must be a space. But if I want to increase the space between these characters, S and A, I will do what we call kenning. You go for kenning, then under spacing, you say expanded, and you increase the size for your expansion. When you click OK, you'll be able to see that in between those characters, there will be spacing. So your kenning there is based on spacing. Then there is another type of kenning you can do to text. All this text at the bottom, what I did is kenning between the text, increasing the spacing in between the text. But the other type of kenning you can see, let me try to select the word also. Then if we go to kenning there, not selecting expanded, I'll select now condensed. When you say condensed, let me reduce and take note of also If I click OK, you would see that the spacing is condensed. They are no longer expanded. In short, there is no spacing in between the characters. So that simply means kerning has been applied to this text. In some cases, you'd find that kerning will be done in a different way, not based on spacing, but based on raised or lowered. So if it is raised, it should take effect to the text which I've selected there. And let me increase the amount of raise. You'd see that this text, when I click OK, it should go up. If I click OK, as you can see, it is off the line. It has gone up a little bit. So basically, you cannot simply type text like this normally. You need to do something. You need to put some skill. If you want this text to be raised, not by using superscript or subscript, what you can use is what we are calling the kerning. I'll go there and I can raise the text like that. You'll be able to see that although it's a same line, if I select it's a same line, in the same line, some text, they look to be on top, the other looks to be at the normal line, which simply means kerning was applied to this text. And using kerning again, we can lower the text. And click OK, you'll be able to see that the text now is lowered. I'm remaining with 5 minutes. I'll be able to finish this. And I would want you to at least practice this at home using your computers. I do put these videos on my YouTube channel. Equally, this one, I'll put it on YouTube there. If you forget, you can just go back to the video and try to practice, because practice makes it perfect. Then apart from kerning, the other word which was introduced in last year's paper was what is gutter? And a lot of children, they failed this question. And it's not common. I last used this when I was at the university using my undergraduate degree. That's when I last used this. But nowadays, you kids are learning a lot. So when they say gutter, take you again to my Word document. When they say gutter, it's not something you're going to see. For instance, let me create 2 columns. 2 columns. Now, the word gutter comes from the fact that the space in between the text in a column, this space in between is what we call a gutter. So a gutter refers to the space in between the column. And the space can be big, it can be small. You can increase the spacing, or you can reduce the space in between the 2 columns. Let me just put the line between there so that you can fully see what I'm trying to say. So there is the space from this line to the text there, and from this line to the text there. So now from this text exchange to this text 2, the total space there is what we call gutter. And it came in the last year's paper. The only thing is that you need to understand it. If anything, I'll be able to look at some extra words which are hidden in Microsoft Word, just in case they bring those words. As you look in our syllabus, it's still the old syllabus we were given in 2014. But last year's paper, last year they gave us a specimen paper where they added a lot of things like publisher. And the publisher is not in the syllabus, but it is in the specimen paper. We don't know how far we can learn. So the best thing you can do is that please stay in tune when we are having these lessons, especially that the syllabus is not helping us. I'll be able to see how far I can help you. And looking at time, I'm remaining with 2 minutes. And I would want to see if there is anyone with a question before I finish the chat in a minute's time. Please, you can ask me your question. Any question?
Sir, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Whoever is talking, the voice is low. Can you speak louder?
Sir, what's the name of your YouTube channel? What's the name of your YouTube channel?
On my YouTube channel. Okay, my YouTube channel, let me type it, Microsoft Word itself. So the name of my YouTube channel, just my names. My name is the ones you need to type in the search bar for the YouTube channel, and you'll see all the videos that we have been doing. So thank you very much. Mr. Chinyama is already there, already here. I'm gonna have to let you go.